Welcome back everyone, hope you're all doing well. I've got a garden update for you today. I haven't done one for a while. Sorry I missed my last video. I haven't been feeling myself lately, but I'm doing my best and I'll try and upload when I can. I'm really looking forward to spring. It's been so cold and windy here lately. We had some really bad storms over the last few weeks with winds up to 90 miles an hour in parts of the country. I think here it only got up to about 72 miles an hour, but that is the most wind I've ever seen here in the UK. So I was obviously really concerned for my garden, but surprisingly everything is perfectly fine, nothing got damaged. I did kind of move my table and chairs over to the side, and I did put my flamingos in the shed and a few of the ornaments, but all the plants seem okay. So I'm just going to go around and show you how everything is looking. The decking was meant to actually go down today, but because we've had such wet and windy weather lately, that has been postponed again. I did put some varnish on it a few weeks ago and around the edging as well, because basically the Iroko decking is going to sit on the top of this plywood. But the edges need to be sealed, so everything needs to be completely dry, but I'll keep you posted on that. Fingers crossed we get some nice dry weather. The baby's tears is still looking pretty good actually, seeing as we've had quite a few frosts. It does tend to go a little bit black with frost damage, but you can see it's still kind of creeping onto the stones and it looks quite green. I was expecting it to go completely black, so it's not looking too bad. My cordeline's getting quite big now. That's going to look brilliant once it gets a bit taller. And as you can see, the bananas have grown because the fleece is lifted up. So hopefully I'll be uncovering these beginning of April, but I'll just have to keep an eye on the weather. So this little guy is doing quite well, and actually all the succulents seem to be looking quite good actually. I also put a few more of my biOrb aquarium ornaments out here. These are really good actually. If you've got like a beach theme in your garden, these are really hardy. As you can see, the real starfish has gone all green and manky, and they do tend to kind of crumble, but these are brilliant. So I've got some starfish, a couple of shells, there's another starfish there, and also some seahorses as well. So yeah, I recommend the biOrb ornaments for the garden. So over in this border I noticed that the crocosmia has started coming up, and I think that's an allium from memory. I need to put a little sign there so I remember, because I'm really terrible at remembering where I've planted things. And you can even see that the honeysuckle has started growing. Oh, and the clematis as well. It's got some little growth points on it. So it won't be long before that starts taking off again. Some of the passiflora survived the winter and is still growing. I just kind of left it, to be honest. A lot of it I cut back, but there was so much of it, it was sprouting everywhere, I just kind of left it to it. Again, I've got some crocosmia sprouting here, and then this is my largest clump of bananas. Absolutely massive, this one. All my palms are looking nice. This one's super hardy and doesn't mind getting a bit battered by the wind. It's quite rigid, so it's a little bit more hardy than the Fortunae, and it's more compact. And I cannot believe how much my Schefflera has grown. It is absolutely massive now. I kind of wish that I'd put it somewhere else where you can see it a bit better, but I might get another one. I love it. It's one of my favourite plants, but you can't really see it. So, might have to do a bit of pruning around it maybe. Oh, didn't even notice this leaf here. Wow, that's huge. Wow, absolutely love it. It's a little bit bare at the bottom. It's kind of more like a tree now, so all the foliage is kind of at the top. And then some of these older leaves have just kind of died back, gone a bit yellow. I do need to give my red robin a bit of a prune, and the Fatsia has got massive as well. I think everything needs a prune here at the back. It's getting a little bit cluttered. Oh, I've just noticed the ferns haven't died back this year. I can't remember what variety these are. I got these about 3 or even 4 years ago. Normally these die back over winter, but they've stayed with us this year, which is nice. My tree fern's looking really pretty this year. Not too much browning. In fact, the only bits that have gone brown this year seem to be the newest growth. This frond popped out, I think, in the autumn, so that's why that one's gone a bit brown, but the rest of them, they haven't really gone brown at all. Looks amazing. Looks really good this year. It was quite brown last year. Again, over here in the centre island, you can see crocosmia popping up. I planted about 3 different varieties last year. Originally I just had the Lucifer, and I loved it so much that I added a couple more varieties last summer, and I just love how it multiplies and it kind of pops up everywhere and just gives a little splash of colour. The viburnum is looking okay. This is one of the plants that I added last year, so I haven't really got that much experience with this particular plant, so I'll keep you posted on that one. This was one of my bottle brushes that I moved to the centre island as well, so again we'll just have to see how that does here and whether it will flower this year, fingers crossed. So you can see a little bit more browning on this tree fern here, but all in all still looking pretty nice. I did give this Fatsia a bit of a trim because it was getting a bit wild, so I just pruned back some of the bottom leaves, and it is getting quite tall and bushy. I'm hoping eventually it will kind of be more like a tree. They do grow quite tall, so hopefully. Look how big this leaf is. Love it. And behind the Fatsia you can just about see my hydrangea seemanii. It's finally started to grow up the fence. This one took quite a while because it was being quite shaded by the Fatsia, but it's starting to take off now. Both my camellias have got some nice big fat buds on them, so I'm looking forward to seeing that flower soon. My Fatsia spider's web's looking okay. These aren't quite as hardy as the standard green one, but I've never had a problem with it, and I don't protect them over the winter. I just leave them to it. So here's my other hydrangea seemanii, which has really taken off. It looks really pretty. It didn't flower last summer, although it did flower the summer before, so hopefully this year it will flower again. They produce nice white cluster flowers, and this is a hardy climbing hydrangea, evergreen. Again, we've got some buds on the camellia. This one's really pretty. They are like a bright red colour, really pretty. My other Fatsia, this one never does quite as well. I don't think the soil's very good down this end, but still not looking too bad. Might have to give that bit of a prune. Here's my other waggy palm, my pride and joy. I really love these. They give such a tropical look in your garden, and they're so hardy. So I also added these 2 nandinas to the centre island last year, and they seem to be doing okay. And again, this fern hasn't died back, which is great. This is the variety. So all in all, I don't think the garden's looking too bad for this time of year. It still looks quite tropical, but I am so excited to get gardening again, and I'm really looking forward to the warmer weather. I'm really not a fan of winter, to be honest. My red cordyline is looking nice. These aren't quite as hardy as the green variety, but I've never had any problems with mine. I'll be uncovering my bar hopefully the first couple of weeks in April. It all depends on the weather. Sometimes we get a heat wave in April, and then other years it's snowing, so it's very unpredictable, the weather here in the UK, so we'll just have to see. I did pick up a few more of these terracotta pots from HomeSense recently. Cheap and cheerful. So these are what I planted my succulents in last year, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to put in them this year, but I just really like how they look on the pebbles. It looks really beachy, and I just love how the plants kind of trail out of them. So yes, I'll be scattering a few more of those around, and I might also get some more driftwood. So I think that looks really cool as well. My other honeysuckle hasn't died back. I didn't really chop this one back, I just kind of left it, and because it's a little bit sheltered underneath the pergola, or pergola, however you pronounce it, they seem to be okay, so I'm just going to leave this one to it. It's already started growing again, so hopefully that'll be nice and bushy this year, and it will climb up the fence and meet up with the other one that's on the other side. I have had a few of these canes snap on my artificial hedging. It has been up for 3 or 4 years, and these kind of go soft after a while, so I might have to end up replacing it, or I think for now I'll just fix it. But it's just a really good cover for the fence, and then my honeysuckles grow over the top of it, and it looks really nice. But thanks so much for watching, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed my garden update. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below. Take care, everyone. Happy gardening, and roll on spring is all I can say. Take care, everyone. See you soon. Bye.